Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It comes to you live from our comfy couch here in the outskirts of the internet. It's the Gaming Saloon Reviews for October 19th, 2024, with your host, Please Waker 2448 and Ramp It Up Salon.
Hi.
We're on a detour for the next 3 episodes because we have a 3-parter to look at. But basically, because this week we are talking about the Drive, or let me get the full proper title of this. The Shuriken Sentai Ninninger versus Kamen Rider Drive Spring Vacation 1 hour combining special. But before that, we're going to get some context for who the Shuriken Sentai Ninjers are with the first 2 episodes of their show, which it technically aired back when we were doing the Genpachiro and his mentor episodes. Thank you, Super Overtime, for giving me that context.
Also, fun fact, I probably, and by probably I mean I definitely watched these in inverse order.
Fair. I figured I'd do it in that order, that way we have the context for the team, and then we get the crossover with them and Drive.
Fair. Also, I'm still modifying certain things with my mic levels, so. Because apparently I was, and still apparently am, stupid loud for no reason.
Oh no.
It's like the compressor's not actually hitting proper.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's working fine for yours. It's just, for mine, it's acting like it's a little too much. I think I might have got it that time, though.
Hooray! So, this is the first time we've covered a Sentai in a while. And by a while, I mean, I think the last time was Go Busters?
Yeah.
And that was like an old format TGSR. So that should tell you how long ago that was. But it's also not a great one to hop back in, to be honest, because, yeah, I remember watching the first couple episodes of Ninninger and went, nope, I'm good. I don't particularly care for Takaru, and nothing about the show's really grabbing me. Bye. And now that I see a certain head writer credit for the writer of this, which, by the way, just to get it out of the way, Ninninger debuted February 22nd, 2015. Its main writer is Kento Shimoyama. We're familiar with a work of his. Would you care to guess which one?
What?
He's the head writer for Geo.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
That also fully explains my comment of I didn't hate it, but I also didn't fully like it either.
Yeah. Like
because that's actually my thoughts for Geo. I don't hate it. I just see how bad it flopped.
But yeah, I see Takaru every time he tries to like scream his catchphrase and stuff, and I'm like, you do not have the depths that Gentro has to be pulling this. Stop it. You don't have the range, sir. Please stop. But yeah, we are covering the first 2 episodes of that to give context. Any thoughts on Shuriken Sentai in general before we get into the episodes?
No.
All right, then we shall get into them with episode 1, We're Ninja. We open with Takaru, our Red Ranger, returning home to the family dojo because, as we'll find out later, his family are ninjas by birthright, basically. And they've all trained to be ninjas when they were kids, but then they all fucked off and went to do their own thing.
Because, I mean, that's what you do when your whole family is ninjas and expect you to be also.
Yep. I'm trying to think of what everybody ended up doing. So like Takaru went traveling in training, which is why he's the only one that's really gung-ho to do all this to start with. Blue went and joined Hogwarts because he's a magician. I don't know how to feel about how casual they're like, oh yeah, he can use magic.
Casually, too.
Yes. Like, do we want to talk about his magic school or something? It's just, yeah, he can just casually do magic. It was at a magic school. In England, mind you, which is incredibly even more like, yeah, he went to Hogwarts, I guess. Does 2015 make sense for Harry Potter?
I mean, he's a wizard, Harry.
Yeah. Let's see, Yellow. I don't think he was non-specific. Pink was in college, and Yellow is also non-specific, but also she's the only one directly related to Takaru. The other three are cousins from someone else. Granted, they all share the same grandpa, I think.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that's the whole team basically. Anyway, a bunch of goons show up. They blow up the dojo. Takaru fights them to start the episode with a big fight scene in the opening theme, which, to be fair, I like the opening thing, but it doesn't take much to make me like Toku music, to be honest. You gotta try real hard to make me not like something. But he fights them all up, blows them all up, and then his sister shows up, and thus begins the cavalcade of all of them introducing themselves by just casually doing ninja stuff. Eventually, Takaru and I have to pull up that list of names over here. Fuka, their dad shows up and is just like, oh yeah, by the way, your grandpa beat this big demon general guy a long time ago, but he was supposed to show up 444 years later. Well, we thought we were fine, but apparently that's this year, maybe? We're not sure. We're bad at counting. This is apparently the gist of it. So we need y'all to be a team and to stop the Jitterbug from, destroying the world and all that. And everybody but Takaru is like, nah, I'm good. That sounds stupid. That's not real. Says 4 of the 5 kids who literally were trained to be ninjas as kids. Sure, this is the part you don't believe, I guess. As it turns out, oh no, he did get released because some fox mask lady helped break him out and release these 48 ceiling shuriken, and they have to go basically collect those for the rest of the show in order to beat the bad guy again. That's the basic premise of Shuriken Sentai as far as I know. So everybody gets counting gimmicks. One of them makes a monster. They go fight the monster as a team after Red goes and fights them solo, and then everyone else is like, you know what? Maybe we should go fight them because, this is our home too, in our world. So they do that. They play up that Grandpa's been dead, except he's not. He's just... Grandpa, I don't know how to feel about Grandpa. At times I'm like, oh, you want to be helpful, but then at other times I'm like, why are you being an asshole?
Probably supposed to be more like comedic relief concept.
That makes sense considering a scene later in the special.
Because that's what I kind of get that vibe of, except for, we've already wrote Red to be comedic relief, so...
Yeah. But they beat up the monster, they blow it up, they get a shuriken. The monster gets big because it's Sentai, and we are a long, long, long way away from when Sentai realized, oh, right, we don't need a mech fight to end every goddamn episode and make every episode feel the exact same for the last like 5 minutes of the show. Because, oh, good Lord, I forgot how much Sentai feels like I am watching the episodes on repeat in the last 5 minutes, because it's like, oh, we've summoned the mecha and we combine the mecha and we fight the monster and then we're done.
And guess what we're gonna do next time? The exact same thing.
Yep. I think if we ever cover like, I have plans for it, but like if we ever cover a Sentai show, I think like the last 5 minutes are gonna be they summon the Megazord, they fight the monster, they blow it up. Here's what happens after the fact. Moving on. I'm just gonna put that in the notes every time because they're all gonna be that. Anyway, they summon the Megazord stuff, they combine, they beat up the monster, blow it up. They call it a day, but they get their new dojo and stuff so they can train to be better ninjas, and one of them can be the last ninja to inherit Grandpa's title, basically. Anyway, that takes us to episode 2, Become the Last Ninja. Basically, this entire episode is Takaru and Blue, Yakumo, bitching and moaning at each other over Yakumo being better at, stuff because he's, a magician, and Takaru not being good at it until the last minute, and then he's good at it. That I feel like that it sums up the entire episode. Because they get this new Shuriken that's all elements and stuff, and they try it out, and they're all bad at it. I feel bad for White because she gets to be the butt of the joke for the entire episode. But yeah, they eventually fight a monster. Blue and Red put aside their differences, fight it. They have a bit of a more healthy rivalry and blow up the monster, summon the Megazord, blow it up again. We call it a day with the episode. How do you feel?
Meh.
Fair. It doesn't help that I feel like this is one of like the not really good Sentais, especially out the gate. Because I'm trying to remember what's before and after this show in order. Okay, yeah, it's surrounded by like 2 better shows, I think. Because Tokyuger, I think, is a stronger show off the bat because it has a whole mystery and stuff of how did our cast end up on this train and become Tokyugers that you're trying to figure out for the rest of the season. And then Zyuohger just has a better cast overall. It has 5 better characters out the gate, and I think it's just a better show. It's also the only show of the 3 of them that I ever finished. Because I started all 3 of these when they started and dropped 2 of them. But yeah, it's fine, but like, this show is definitely one of those, like, this is why some people find it really hard to get into Sentai, because there's just not a whole lot going on here. To be perfectly honest. I guess any other thoughts before we get to the special?
No.
All right, then we shall cover the Ninja versus Drive special, which I didn't write down who wrote the special. 1 second. Oh, Riku Sanjo wrote the episode. Okay, that's why it feels good. That helps. Also, wow, we're only like, we could cover 2 more episodes and then basically be caught up. 3 more episodes and be caught up to where this special takes place. Because apparently this is after episode 5 of Shuriken Sentai. We're only 5 episodes deep in the show. No wonder it didn't feel like I'm skipping a whole lot outside of, they got a UFO mech, and I'm like, all right, I guess that's something a Ninja Sentai would have.
Oh, right.
I don't question the mecha because I know they have nothing to do with the ninja aesthetic and everything. It was just, we just want to throw a whole bunch of stuff together because, like, one's a guy, One's a dragon, one's a dump. A dump. One's a train, and then one's a dog, and then we have the UFO. And I know later they get an elephant, a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Their Sixth Ranger, who's a cowboy, gets a guy, and then a four-wheeler with a bull on the front. Also, the cowboy transforms using hamburger that doubles as a phone. Can you tell they were leaning into the fact that he's from America? And I am so mad that when Power Rangers brought over Ninninger, they dropped the hamburger phone. Why? Why did you drop the hamburger phone? Anywho, so Special kicks off with the Shuriken Sentai fighting what they think is a yokai for a bit until it drops a slowdown on all of them and then kicks the shit out of them and then books it, because then Tamari shows up shooting red, by the way, with the Trider on, because he thinks the 5 of them are roid mutes. Because a slowdown happened and you're the only 5 people here. So it has to be you. I feel like Tamari and crew are smarter than this.
Yeah, they are.
But we have to have a fight between the 6 of them, so Tamari and the team get in the fight. Tamari pretty well held his own against all 5 of them. With just speed and, like, ninja for a bit. Until I eventually talk.
You mean Shadow for a bit.
Yeah, Midnight Shadow. Why did I think it was some other name? Yeah, Midnight Shadow. But then Takaru gets to talking to Tamari, and Tamari's like, I see. You say you're okay? Well, fine then. And then arrest Takaru, and the rest of the team bails on him immediately. It's like, if you want to go to jail, fine. We're not going to jail. Meanwhile, Go, for basically the entire episode, is stuck on the sidelines, falling around this green distortion that's in the sky and taking pictures of it. He will eventually run into the titular Kamen Rider Sango that we'll talk about in 2 weeks, who kicks his ass and then fucks off. Because he's like, I've already done what I need to do. You are destined to die. Bye. Meanwhile, the Ninjers regroup and go, well, Takaru can handle himself. We're going to go track down the yokai. Takaru gets interrogated by Tamari and Kiriko. Basically doesn't help at all and then poofs out of the room. We do find out that Ninja's main bad guy, Kiwimon, is teamed up with the Roid Mutes to make the monster, and the Roid Mutes are like, cool, do your thing. We'll just hang out here all episode. And in this abandoned casino. Also, Chase isn't here at all. Like, it makes sense given the context of where we are in Drive, but like, Chase isn't here the entire episode. He missed out on all the fun. Takaru corners Tamari, who just doesn't understand that they're ninjas, because he's like, that's stupid and dumb, and that they're hunting yokai because he also thinks that's stupid and dumb. Says the man with a talking belt and a car that transforms into different modes and faces robot monsters that can slow down time. I know it's a stretch too far, Tamari. It's okay. It's not the worst thing you'll have to deal with in this trilogy. But Takaru eventually drags Tamari off to go join another fight. The rest of the ninjas are fighting the monster. It eventually possesses them and then causes another field, which makes Tamari think that the ninjas are, again, the Roid Mutes. But Takaru is like, nope, they're not. It's the yokai. And then does a fancy maneuver and stuff to light the monster on fire to cause it to not possess his team anymore, revealing it. So the ninjas fight that monster. Then like 3 Roid Mutes showed up. One of them is some guy with white hair. Tamari fights the 3 of them. for a bit until the one guy pisses off, and then Ninja's bad guy makes the two Roid mutes grow, and they grab Tamari, and then Ninjas fight it with their mech, and then Tamari is used as a means to punch the giant robot with, which I feel bad for Tamari. For some reason, this first half, which is technically the Shuriken Sentai half, because they even denote in the corner when the logos flip around when the usual slot is for these two. Tamari just gets dunked on the entire first half of this. Poor guy. But they summon UFO, they blow up the Roid Mute, save Tamari, but then the UFO goes poof, and their Megazord goes offline. And that's when their bad guy shows up like, oh yeah, by the way, y'all got pulled from our world here because of a space-time distortion, and you're not supposed to be here, so you're all going poof in like order from oldest to newest. So I'm leaving to go back home because fuck y'all. Bye. So that is our dilemma now. The Ninjas get arrested again. Tamari tries to like convince the chief to go after the white-haired guy, but the chief's like, no, we have to keep the ninjas in check because they broke out of jail while we were having this conversation. You have to go after them, not the white-haired guy. They're more important. Even Buckle's like, they are not of this world. Their technology makes no sense. They are a threat to our very reality. They are the priority, which I don't know if it's because of the spatial time distortion we're going to be dealing with in 2 weeks, but why is everyone just like, no, fuck the Rangers. We don't care about the Roid Mutes. You know, the thing that is our job. No, fuck them. We're after them first. Is it just a start to make conflict? But Tamari doesn't want to do that. He eventually teams up with Takaru. Kiriko also helps him. They go and investigate. They find out that this Dr. D guy, who was a shocker scientist, figured out how to do space-time bullshit. And a Roid Mute copied him. And the Ninja's bad guy put one of those ceiling shurikens into a viral core to create the monster that also duplicated that guy's memories. So now they created the space-time distortion machine to try to kill the Ninjas, basically. But this leads to a big old team up between the team Drive and Mach. They face down all the Roid Mutes and stuff. Also, the yokai monster also turns out to be a Shocker monster, and the great leader of Shocker calls in real quick to be like, hey, by the way, we did a cool plan thing. Did you like it? All right, try to stop us. Bye. So Riders and Rangers fight the monsters. They blow them up. Saves the day, stops the space-time distortions, so the Rangers get to go home and stuff. They do, except, unfortunately, since Sango wasn't there, Go's like, this isn't over, isn't it? And we see that as Sango stands on a dock and says, this was a test run for the real space-time distortion machine. That we see the wave cascading in, and then we cut to a little montage of scenes from Kamen Rider Sango, because tune into the movie to find out what happens next, even though the clips basically spoiled almost the entire movie. In order.
Right?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that is the Ninja Strive special. How did you feel about the special?
I mean, besides it being a case of Tomari being completely just abused.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad, I don't guess.
I feel like the previous one we have, which is the Tokyo Gaim one, is a bit stronger. It might not help that they also do the same bit from that one in this one, with one of the bad guys seeing the mecha go by, and then someone else doesn't see it, and they're like, wait, did I? Maybe I'm just crazy. Because Brain sees the the Megazord components go by and tries to tell Medic and Hard about it, but they don't see them because of timing. And they're like, Brain, maybe you should go sleep. You're seeing things. You're crazy. Nobody has giant robots. So yeah, like it's fine. It just feels like I don't know. Maybe it's too red focused. I don't know. I don't quite remember the Tokijo Gaim one, but I feel like that had a better focus across the teams. Here, it's like it's basically the Takaru and Tamari show. Like it's them for 90% of it, whereas his team is kind of on the sidelines and goes fucked off until like the last 20 minutes of it.
Yeah.
But I also might be misremembering the Tokijo Gaim one. But yeah, that is the special and all that. Any other thoughts?
No.
All right, then. In 2 weeks, we get to find out what happened with that space-time distortion machine because we'll be watching Kamen Rider Sango, the movie, which introduces the titular Kamen Rider Sango, the true third Kamen Rider. B3 is not the true Kamen Rider. Shut up. That's not how this works. But yeah, between now and then tomorrow, it's something.
Probably more Destiny. We might not be doing more Witch Queen. We might be doing other stuff, but
I think we have access. I think we have access to another dungeon for an exotic. But I was looking around stuff after the stream last night.
Then we might try that.
Yeah. Next Thursday, I'm continuing Valkyria Chronicles. Next Friday will be us continuing Witch Queen proper. And then next Saturday will be TGS. We get to talk about more fallout from the Pokemon leaks, a partner showcase from Xbox, and I don't know, maybe a Switch 2 release date at this point. I don't know. I keep hearing conversation about it. I was trying to see a video real quick to see when it said it would be. It might be, I don't know, soon. I don't know. We will get to finally talk about that that playtest because people will have said what that playtest is, regardless of what Nintendo tells them. Right. But yeah, if you like what you're seeing, folks, drop a follow. I really appreciate it. Ship on away that affiliate goal. !point social in chat gives you a link to all of our social medias, or handles for all of our social medias, not the links. And !point Discord in chat gives you this or link. Drop by, say hi. We'll see you tomorrow, folks.